Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank on WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com, and our interview segment at this time brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted Best Personal Injury Law Firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. And our interviews, as always, are put on Facebook Live, so if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you see our good friend from the Indiana County Conservation District, Blake Mauthe, joining us. Blake, how you doing this morning?
Oh, great. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. So, good. Has it been busy over there at the Conservation District?
Oh, yeah. We've been very busy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I imagine fall probably is one of the busier seasons because when you think about it, I mean, we're in the middle of probably one of the most beautiful times of the year, and it's up to the district, I think, to help make sure that that beauty is preserved.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the fall is so we have a bunch of projects going on. We're preparing for the spring, believe it or not. So.
Wow. so always looking ahead.
Exactly.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
So let's look ahead just a little bit, though, because there are two big events coming up within the next few days and weeks. So let's first talk about the homebrew workshop.
Yeah. So we're really excited for that. That's this weekend. We've been advertising it on Facebook. We have a limited spots for that homebrew workshop. But so over the summer we actually grew the hops. Okay. So we are trying to encourage local farmers to diversify their crops and get into more specialty crops to just to help them diversify what they're selling.
When you think about it, though, I mean, you do see the fact that we have a couple of breweries in town.
Yeah, exactly. So
and home brewing, as you said, is a quite popular pastime.
Yes, yeah, it is. So our home brewing workshop. That's this weekend. It's November 4th. So you do have to pre-register for that. So to pre-register, it would be on our Facebook page. Or you could go on to the Indiana Gazette as well. Our events are posted on there.
Okay.
So,
is there a cost for this workshop?
There is no cost.
Wow.
Lunch will be provided. You'll get to try our brew from our hops that we grew. But it'll be a really cool event. We're having somebody come out, give a little bit of a presentation on the ways to brew, like make home brews, and the best ways to harvest and everything like that. And then we'll go into the workshop and where people who join us can have a part in that as well. And then they can also try it as well. So it is 21 plus. Just
you should. And make sure you check those licenses at the door.
Yeah, exactly.
But this has always been a fascination of mine. The idea of craft brewery and home brewing, trying to perfect something so that it's good for your taste. So, I mean, I always say, and this is something, I mean, you know how to cook something, and you usually think that you're the best to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming the same is probably for making beer.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure everybody has their own way of doing it. And so we're just going to dive into one of those ways here at the workshop, which I'm really excited to see how that goes.
So I'm sure a lot of people are too. So and keep me posted on that.
Oh,
all right?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. So the other event that's coming up, it's the Thank a Farmer Dash. Now, is this a new event? I've not heard of it before.
So actually, this is the 4th annual Thank a Farmer Dash.
Okay.
It is held in Evansburg, so it's a Cambria, Indiana County kind of a thing. We kind of share that. But it is, so we have, I think there's a 5K, a 10K, a family fun walk, and then like a dash.
Okay.
So all of the proceeds, this does have a cost to it.
Okay.
It depends on which race you're going to. But all the proceeds go into the Indiana Cambria County, Farmer Association Fund.
Okay.
So.
And that Farmers Association actually does help out the farmers who need the help.
Yeah, so the money goes into that fund, and then local farmers reach out to us, and we can help them develop projects and pull from that fund to help them, fund that that project. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. So when is this again?
So that would be November 18th.
November 18th. Okay.
Sign-ins at 8 a.m., but there is a pre-registration for that as well. Again, it's on Facebook, or you can go onto the Indiana Gazette as well, and it is listed there, and you can get your tickets there.
All right. So you mentioned now that you're also taking a look ahead to the spring months as well. So looking ahead to spring, what are some things that the office is the conservation district is starting to formulate.
Yeah, so we're super excited. We just got a high tunnel delivered, which is like a greenhouse, but we can plant directly into the ground.
Oh, okay.
And that can help us provide. So we're working with the Chevy Chase community, and we help provide seeds to them as well as the Indiana Community Garden. Mm-hmm. We help produce the produce for them as well. So we're really excited to do a bunch of different seed starting workshops, and we've also been working with the Aging Services.
Okay.
And they also have handy-capable raised beds as well, which
we
can use those that greenhouse and that high tunnel to start seedlings for those as well. So we're super excited to bring that to everybody.
My mom and dad my dad I think actually built one of those raised
beds.
Yeah? They say it is wonderful because they can continue to garden in their age. Now, also one of the things I did want to ask with this building that I think is coming, is it a prefab building or what is it?
So it is like we have it comes as a bunch of different parts, and we'll put it together.
All right, so semi prefabricated.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, and this is going up on the conservation district property.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
All right, so all the activity is going to take place there, but it's going to benefit Chevy Chase Community Center, the community garden, and probably a lot of other local gardens as well.
Exactly. Yes.
All right. So when do you expect to get that?
Oh, so we've got the high tunnel delivered.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So we plan on putting that up within the next couple of weeks, hopefully. And then we can. We'll have to wait a couple of months, but then we can start. Probably. That's a good question for our soil specialist, but probably I would say February, March. We can start putting things in the ground, start seedlings.
Okay, for some of the more hardier stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
You're talking to a guy who probably does not have the best green thumb in the world, but I do know that for certain plants that my mom and dad always planted in the vegetable garden, it was always like around trying to think, Memorial Day weekend would be the best time for some of those things like peppers and lettuces. But that's later on down the road. Yes. What are some other things that you're looking forward to as you're getting into the winter and spring months with the Conservation District?
So as of right now, we are getting into a few. So I just went on, and I'll be going on another one today, different site visits for our riparian buffer projects.
Okay.
Where we plant trees near streams to help maintain soil. So we're looking at just the possibilities there, and homeowners can reach out to us as well as businesses and stuff like that.
Now with these are actually made designed to kind of hold the earth into place and not dissolve into the creek or the stream or whatever. Yeah,
exactly. So the trees that we are planting is to help maintain that stream, make it healthier. Shade it a little bit, as well as hold that soil together so that erosion isn't a big deal when we have heavy rainstorms.
What trees do you normally look at for something like this?
Oh.
Anything and everything?
Pretty much. We stick with natives, so we have oaks, we have maples, there's a whole list that we could go on. Willows. We can do a variety of different trees. And that is also something that the homeowner can specify if they want certain trees or they don't want trees.
They could customize it. Say they would, instead of having like an oak tree, for example, they can have like a hedge of some sort instead.
Yeah, like a shrub or something like that. Yeah, we could mix and match with that if we wanted to do that as well.
Can a person request a site visit for this?
Yeah, so they can reach out to us at the district. They could give us a phone call or send us an email. And whoever you reach out to there can send you in the right direction. For a riparian buffer, you're most likely speaking to Ben. He's our watershed specialist.
Okay, excellent. And maybe you can talk to us. We said one thing was to prevent erosion. Now, many people might not think about it, but erosion can actually be pretty harmful, not just to the land, but to the river itself.
Yeah, exactly. Erosion, it can just take away from your property itself. So, it can start to erode away the bank and make the stream bigger, but also taking away your property.
Yeah.
Not only that, but also as muck and mud gets into the stream, that makes it covers all of the rocks and the substrate, which is good for our macroinvertebrates to live there. Yeah. And our macros, they help sustain the life in our streams.
All right, excellent. So there are a lot of benefits to having those riparian plants there in place. All right, we're just about out of time. Okay. If anybody does have any questions about anything we talked about today, what's the phone number up there at the office?
Oh, you know what? It is, honestly, I can't remember it off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
You have it on your Rolodex in your phone.
It's, you know, nobody has to remember anything anymore. But, I mean, you can look us up online.
Look up on Facebook, right?
On Facebook, or you can we have a website as well. So, I mean, you can look up the Indiana County Conservation District, and we should pop up right there. So,
all right.
yeah.
Blake, it's been a great discussion about all things with the Conservation District. And please keep us posted on a lot of the other events that are coming up in the near future, but we're just about out of time for today. So thanks again for joining us here on Indiana in the Morning. Give our best to everybody back at the Conservation District office.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. And that is Blake Mauthe of Indiana County Conservation District joining us this morning on Indiana in the Morning. Our interviews are presented by Marcus & Mack, voted Best Personal Injury Law Firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. 8:57 at Indiana in the Morning. So coming up in our next hour, Ron Moreau and Bill Simmons of the Indiana Fire Association will join us here in studio. And in our 9:45 segment, we'll get some guaranteed good news out to you to make sure that you're walking away from the day with a smile on your face. And that's all coming up here on Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank. And we want to remind everybody that you can actually help us out a little bit. We do have a new poll question on our website, WCCSradio.com. It is our IRMC Poll of the Week, brought to you by Indiana Regional Medical Center, and it has to do with some area football teams. We'll tell you more about it coming up in the next hour here on Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank.
Hi, I'm Arielle Winter. If you're anything like me, your pet